Hey everyone, welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I'm your host. I'm an artist at DC Comics and have been for many, many years. Heck, I'm just a humble ink and superhero merchant and I'm here at your service. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about the next issue of Flash Rebirth. This is Flash Rebirth number 2, and this is the commentary track for this book. Now, Flash Rebirth, of course, followed the very successful Green Lantern Rebirth that was written by Geoff Johns and drawn by me, Ethan Van Sciver. At this point, as I said about issue 1, I believe I was inking myself entirely through this entire 6-issue series. Unfortunately, that led to some delays. I think the last 2 issues were kind of late, and people got on my case about it. But I think ultimately DC made the right choice in just kind of letting me finish it, so that this book has sold so many copies. I'm sure it's sold more than 1 million copies at this point, and it's going to continue to sell into the future. So it's nice that it's a complete volume. It wasn't haphazardly put together. It is an effort that Geoff Johns and I did entirely by ourselves, and that's a great thing. So we've got this cover here, which is kind of a spin-off of Showcase number 4, the very first appearance of Barry Allen, the Flash, in which the original cover, he's kind of jumping off of a film strip. It shows Flash in motion, Barry Allen in motion, and then suddenly he bursts out of the film strip at the last panel there, the last frame. Well, we did something like that here. I think this was an idea I had. They wanted me to do the Showcase cover, but do a little spin on it. And so here we have, the original Flash, Jay Garrick here, and he's dying on the film. He's dying. And then we have also Wally West, and he is also dying. And then back here you can see we have Liberty Bell, and she is also a corpse. I can't see who this is. That must be Johnny Quick, but they covered him with this R, and for the life of me, I can't remember. And on the other side of the film, the negative side of the film, we see this character with the long hair, the one that we saw who was struck by lightning in issue 1. We know that person's Eobard Thawne. We know that he contains or can manipulate the negative speed force, and here he is. He's approaching us in a very creepy way on the other side of the film. Successful cover? Yeah, it's okay. I like it. I wasn't crazy about this background here. This color, I would have liked it to be the yellow and orange fade that the original cover was colored like. But even still, it's Flash Rebirth number 2. It sold very well, so who cares? Let's move on. Page 1, we're in Gorilla City. This was my favorite thing to draw because I was always pressed for time. So getting to draw cave paintings in a very primitive style was a lot of fun. This panel may have taken half an hour to draw, tops, with the little monkey paint set here. And who is this gorilla? Is this Solivar? I can't remember. All right. Over here we have what's her name? Who's this? See, this is the thing. Like, it's been a while and I can't remember who these characters are. Some of them. Is this lady? I don't know. It's Savitar's girlfriend. I wish I could remember her name, but I can't. She is praying for Savitar to return, I believe, and he was murdered. Okay, well, not murdered, but he died last issue in a conflict with Barry Allen. And Barry Allen didn't understand why it happened. So everyone's kind of upset and grieving and angry here on Savitar's side of the aisle. Somebody tell me who this character's name was. Is that Lady Savitar or something like that? I can't even see it here, like, on the page. I don't know. I hope that didn't confuse first-time readers. And then we're back at the scene where Savitar died. And here's his helmet, and there's his charred remains on the ground. The monkey has, blacked out Savitar with this dark lightning bolt that struck him in this primitive kind of hieroglyphic style. Blacked him out. He's gone. He's gone. And I love this shot here. This is wonderful. Once again, Barry Allen taking a knee. And he is a crime scene analyst and a police scientist. And he's going to examine this case very carefully and try to figure out what happened. What happened to Savitar? You see poor Savitar's remains. I shouldn't say poor, he's a murderous villain, but nobody deserves to be incinerated like that, and these are his remains. In the background, you have the skyline of Central City, which I very conscientiously tried to draw like Carmine Infantino, the original Flash artist from the 1950s and 60s, and he used to draw these very, kind of boxy, this boxy New York City skyline kind of thing. That was his version of Central City. So I tried to bring that to life and just tribute him in a very subtle way. A pleasure to draw Hal Jordan showing up on the scene. Whenever I get to draw Hal, I'm happy. Barry Allen just runs away. Again, guys, statted panel. Yeah. I love it. I love those statted panels. Somebody has a tattoo of this, they showed me, on their leg. A fan got a tattoo of this image, which I thought was pretty neat. Good face there. Good job, EVS. He's running, look at this, there's a police car in front of his home. He's remembering being a kid and the circumstances of losing his mother. Now here's Barry Allen at work, and this was a lot of fun to draw as well. He's examining a stain on this boot. Clearly, he's being a police scientist. He's working on sorting out the details of a crime. His brain works super fast, and he's really good at his job. And his boss strolls in. I get to draw these characters here. I love this fat guy sitting behind the desk with donuts. He's fun to draw. Yeah, this page took a long time, and it actually worked out really well. Even though I found this page to be kind of boring, like to draw, I didn't want to let anyone down. So I went to town on it and treated it like it was a superhero action page, and that's the kind of budget, the time budget that I invested in this. I want to see all of these characters. I want to see what they're doing, what they're like. This guy's got his tie over his shoulder. He's moving very fast, and he's got a lot of work to do, and he's probably got high blood pressure. Barry's the opposite. Barry is meticulous. His brain works fast, but he's going to get things done properly. And he doesn't understand people who are like this. He doesn't get it. Here comes the bow tie. Oh, this was such a thing. Jeff wanted the bow tie to be kind of an issue in this whole miniseries. It seemed funny that in the Silver Age, Barry Allen was known for wearing a bow tie and having a very close cropped haircut. He was kind of a square. And so Jeff wanted to bring the bow tie back, explain the origin of the bow tie, and make it a thing in the book, which, I was like, okay. Here he is. He needed a tie, so they gave him a bow tie. This was the reason. A clip-on bow tie that happened to be in the fat guy's drawer. And he's doing his thing. He's presenting evidence in court. This character is the same judge from Flash Iron Heights that we saw Barry Allen testifying before. Same judge. I wanted to keep that consistent. You can go back and see. And right here is, we got another villain. Who is Sam Scudder now? I can't remember. Is that Mirror Master? Or is that, it's not Weather Wizard. I'm going to look it up real quick. Let's find out who Sam Scudder is. I'm so rusty. I haven't, my brain has not been on the Flash. It's been almost entirely on Hal Jordan and Green Lantern characters. But yeah, okay, so Sam Scudder is Mirror Master, and I realized that because I paid special attention to his reflection in the table. So clearly I was thinking we have to do something to show that he is a mirror-based villain character. Oh, here we go. Here's Iris West coming down the stairs. Look at Barry, all-American, very handsome, and this beautiful woman. She's a crime reporter. She wants to interview him, and this is where it all begins. Yeah. And I think, of course, she's going to tease him about his bow tie. And she asks him for a date. And she's lovely. And Barry wasn't expecting this. And Barry's got his mind on his work, not on love. Look at this. I mean, people walking down the street, guy jogging with his dog, something I see all the time. This is pretty good. This book is pretty good, I have to say. I haven't looked at it in a while. Back to the famous crime lab that we saw in issue 1. Barry apparently comes in at night and he works on his mother's cold case. He doesn't believe his father killed his mother, and his father's been sitting in prison. He would like to prove that it isn't true. Yeah. Lightning bolt. Should probably skip a few pages. I don't know. People are saying be careful of copyright strikes. This character is based on Richard Nixon. I don't really know why. I was just thinking about Richard Nixon. And there he is. He's a little shorter than Barry. I love getting a chance to draw a glimpse of their home and the way that they live. They're very comfortable. They have a very modern kitchen. Look at me drawing a knife block here with all the knives. She's drinking orange juice, and so is Barry. I was impressed when I looked at this last night in order to do this review. I like that I drew his lips drinking juice behind that glass. I'm a thinking artist. I don't cut corners. I think things through. Yeah, here's Barry talking to his dad in prison, and talking about the case. It's a big part of his life is solving this murder. Yeah, and here we go. Here's the fun part. Here's where Wally and Barry team up. Lightning everywhere. These guys are going super fast. They're going to Fallville to examine the remains of I think the Black Flash that showed up last issue. Here they are. These pages are really nice too. I like these two men. These two good friends. And I used to tell Jeff Johns that the how I felt about the Flashes was that the book was all about family. It was all about what family means. And family doesn't necessarily only mean blood. Family can mean close, good, dear friends who have been with you your whole life. And so certainly, the Allens and the Wests and the Garricks, they're family. They're very much a family, the Flash family. Whereas the other side of the equation is the Thawns, and the Thawns are all about blood. It's just blood. Who's blood related? Bart Allen, who is, whose father was an Allen and whose mother was a Thawn. He's this half-breed, and it's like, which are you? Are you a Thawn or are you an Allen? And the Allen family, the Flashes, the good guys, would basically take him in unquestioningly. But I think that if Eobard Thawne, if Bart ever decided to be a Thawne, and be a part of that family, and in their culture, I think that they would treat him very much like a half-breed, a black sheep, because of his Allen blood. So I think that's what it is. It's all about friends and family. Here they are examining the corpse, and this was a challenge to distinguish these two from one another. The only real difference between the two of them at this point is the belt, I believe. And I think Wally's boots are a little more streamlined, whereas there's a cuff at the bottom of Barry's boots. His boots just go straight down, and Barry's end in a little cuff. This is excellent. This panel is just... Sometimes I could kiss myself. That's great. Other times I could kick myself. But here I could kiss myself. Yeah, and then a wind swoops up, and we're going to find out who this character's name is, I think. The girl from the first few pages, I hope so. Nice fight scene at super speed. Here we go. My name is Christina Alexandrova, High Priestess to the Speed Lord Savitar. You murdered the man I worshipped. You'll kill us all, she says. I've dealt with her before. She's faster, but she's faster than normal. Here we go, 2-on-1. And she is a match for them. She definitely is. At the same time, Wally and Barry can take this girl down, and they do. She also is disintegrated, and it's shocking. It's suddenly something happens to Barry Allen. He's covered with energy. I mean, these people are dying all around him, like these speedsters are dying around him. Oh, look at this face. Again, I could kiss myself. Look at you, Wally West. Look at that beautiful expression. In the rain, his mask ripped up, blood spilling out of his face. Good-looking guy. Yeah, that's excellent. He says, you, Barry, you're the new Black Flash. There we go. So Barry Allen, and yeah, they colored in, the monkeys colored in his drawing black. Let's take a look at that from a little bit of distance there. Yeah, that is cool. So Barry Allen, apparently there's something going on. There's something malfunctioning with the Speed Force around him, and he is becoming the Flash of Death. Terrifying. So that's it. Let's look at this. I mean, yeah, cover by Ethan Van Sciver after Carmine Infantino. You bet. Even though it looks nothing like his cover, the theme is the same. I completely switched it around and didn't follow his layout. Not out of disrespect, just out of desire to answer classic images without necessarily copying them. Over here. The Dead Will Rise, Blackest Night, Jeff Johns and Ivan Rice. Oh, but Ethan Van Sciver right here. That's me. I drew that. Aquaman, Black Lantern Aquaman. And then here we go. Here's the ad for the next issue, which features a race between Flash and Superman. It's a lot of fun. That's a really, really fun issue with a good moment in it that made fans cheer. So there you go. I mean, that's my commentary track for Flash Rebirth 2. It's been a while since I've read this series. I don't like to go back necessarily and look at my own work very often, but I'm doing it for the purposes of this YouTube channel. I would like to provide commentary tracks for every single book that I've done, so that you can listen, you can and decide to go buy the book yourself, or after you've read the book, because you own it, you might want to hear my thoughts on the creation and the behind the scenes things that led to the publication of this book. While I have you, today is Wednesday. I'm recording this on Wednesday, and it's New Comic Book Day. And this is on the stands right now. This is Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 30. This is my cover, so please go out and support me and your local comic shop retailer by purchasing 1, 2, maybe 3 copies of it. I didn't draw the interiors, but Rob Venditti did write it, and he is doing a bang-up job depicting these characters and telling exciting space adventures. There's no goofy politics, there's no weirdness, there's nothing that's going to make you uncomfortable. This book is suitable for kids and adults. It's just a fun, scary space adventure. Drawn by Patrick Zurcher, who is a good guy. He's on my Twitter, and he's a nice buddy of mine. And I think he did a good job. If you look at the interiors for a minute here, really good depictions of our boys. So run out and buy that. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 30, guest starring Parallax Superman and Hector Hammond, and I think you'll have a good time. So that's it for this episode of Secret Commentary. This is Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I'm Ethan Van Sciver, and thank you so much. We'll be back with Flash Rebirth number 3 probably tomorrow. I hope to see you then. Bye-bye.